Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. My name is Nelly and I am an indie author of multiple books. And today we're going to be talking about my 2023 career goals. So last year I made a 2022 goals. Last week I made a reaction to those 2022 goals and I talked about, what I did accomplish, what I didn't accomplish. But last year's video had career and personal goals put in the same video. I have decided to separate those this year. So it's just on career, it's just on author stuff. So yeah, let's get into it. So in last year's video, I took a horrendous amount of time talking about each book I wanted to publish because I felt the need to explain everything. Mind you, coming into 2022, I was gonna be publishing my second book. And when I filmed that, I had just published my first book. So I think I was just more nervous and excited and stuff. Now I've gotten more of like the rhythm down. So it makes more sense that I wouldn't like over explain myself on each of these. But goal number 1 is about the books I'm gonna be publishing, and on the list are 6 books, which is a lot, but also I published 6 books this year, so it's not that bad. Plus, out of those 6 books, 2 of them, lies, okay, 2 to 3 of them were novellas. I was gonna say 3 of them, but the third one, i.e. the last of the 6 books to be published, I'm not sure yet. If it, like in my head it's a novella, but I have to actually start writing it to like figure out where it's gonna go. But I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a novella. So out of those 6, 3 will be novels, 3 will be novellas. It's very doable. So the 6 books in order, I do have release dates for every single one of them. Not gonna mention that here, except for the first one because it's out on pre-order. So we have With the Ice Catching Twilight, which comes out February 21st, 2023. That is novel 2 in the Catcher series. And then we will have With the Storms Catching Dusk, which is novella 2 of the Catcher series. Then we will have Promise of a Lifetime, which is a new contemporary romance standalone. And then we will have With the Winds Catching Sunlight, which is novel 3 of the Catcher series, which I believe I only talked about that title once or twice in my videos. And then we will have, I'm trying to think, do I want to say novella 3's name right now? We're not going to say it right now. But we're going to have novella 3 coming out after that. And then I also kind of have a title. I have a title for this. I don't know if it's going to change. I don't think it's going to change. But I have a novella spin-off from the Widow Magic series coming out as the last part of 2023. It's gonna be a spin-off that can be read on its own. Like, you do not have to read the Widow Magic series. In my head, it's a novella. We'll see. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna say because I know what it is. And I have written down on my list on what it is, so it's like I'm not gonna forget. But those are my 6 books. I'm almost positive. I'm like 99% sure it's gonna be happening. So I'm not worried. Okay, so goal number 2 is on top of those 6 books, because those 6 books are gonna be in different stages of when I go into 2023. We're gonna have books going into proofs. We're gonna have books going to editors. We're gonna have books I'm still like starting draft 1 or 2 of. So way different array of like where each project is going to be. So on top of those 6 books, I would like to work on at least 3 to 4 more other projects because it takes me about, I'd say average 9 months from start to end to get a book out. So like from outlining to publication day, approximately. So some of them take longer, some of them take less time. It just depends, but I'd say approximately 9 months to a year, somewhere around there. So in order to have my 2024 books ready for the first half of the year, I need to start them in 2023. So the goal is to start at least 3. And the 3 I have planned are all actually going to be the first book in their own series. So one of them is going to be book 1 of a fantasy romance. I haven't decided what it's going to be. That one I don't plan on starting until like later into 2023, so we have time to think about it. But essentially, Catcher series is finishing at the end of this year. Widow Magic series is already done. So I'm gonna need an a Nelly Olikian book for 2024. So something for that. The second first book in the series is going to be a spin-off from Promise of a Lifetime. It's going to be the first book in a trilogy of its own. When you read Promise of a Lifetime, it'll be very easy for you to figure out who it's going to be about. And then the third first book in a series, currently I have 4 books planned. I can always make more because they're companion books. That one's not a spin-off of anything. It's not related to anything. It's just gonna be its own thing. And it's actually, funnily enough, my first contemporary romance idea. But then I ended up writing Buttercup Baby first, and then I ended up writing Promise of a Lifetime, and I kept pushing it. So those 3 are the plan. I do have 2 other contemporary romance standalone ideas. We could always work on those as well in terms of like an extra, like if I work on more than just 3 extra books. But then I also need to work on sequels, so probably not, we'll see. But at least 3 other books. The next one is to get my books into physical stores. I don't remember what it's called. I'm gonna put it right here. I do have that book on like how to get your books into physical stores. I plan on reading it soon, and then I'm gonna start the process of slowly getting each of my books into physical stores. So that'll be really fun. After that, we have, this one is actually in the date already. Until it happens, we can't cross it off. But it's already in for August 2023 to do a book signing, because I will be an attending author at StimulatCon, which was formerly RomCon. So, and then number 5, we have to do a writing retreat. When you see my personal goals, I think I have it in there as goal number 2. Part of that goal, spoiler alert, it's a trip. Part of that trip, I have a few days cut out to do a writing retreat kind of thing. So technically, I have that planned. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how distracted I get. But no, technically I have that planned. So I do have a plan. So hopefully things go well with that. Okay, and number 6 is to do like a businessy, editorially photo shoot as like an author. Basically, I want to have like those like more professional author photos, and just like an editorial shoot of me, and it'll be used for like my author promo kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? I know what I mean. Do you know what I mean? The thing with this is I semi have it planned. I say semi because I do have something I'm going to in January that includes a mini photo shoot. So depending on how those come out, I might be able to check this off in January. If not, I mean, I'll have the rest of the year to figure out, like, get a photographer and to get that done. But I don't know, I feel like I just really want like a little editorially photo shoot, like a professional author shot, like basically a headshot. Goal number 7 is in regards to my social media, following, subscribers, all of that jazz. I don't normally care necessarily about the number, because I'd care more about the reach and the engagement. But, you know, I feel like the number in some ways, because I've seen people with higher numbers who don't really get the views, but then in some ways I feel like it might help. I'm not sure, but I'm still putting it in here. So the goals for my TikTok pages, I have 2. I have author N Olikian and author Nelly Olikian. The N Olikian one is for all my books. The Nelly Olikian so far has just been for the Catcher series, but currently author N Olikian on TikTok has 3,258 followers, majority of which came from that one viral video I had in July. So if we have more viral videos, which we will because I am manifesting it, then that number should go up, and the goal for that number is to go up to 10K at least. And then my author Nelly Olikian, which I'm really manifesting will have viral videos, is currently at 378, and considering I made it September, it's not bad because my original TikTok account I made around September as well, and by the time we got to December, it was at like 60 followers, so much better. But the goal for that one is to get to 5,000, so we'll see how those go. And then we have subscribers on YouTube. The goal is to get to 1,000, mostly because that's the number you need for monetary purposes, and I'm not necessarily trying to make this my career or anything, but it'd be nice to get a little bit of money off of YouTube while posting these videos. I'm currently at 32. I was actually at 32 before Vlogmas. Vlogmas started, I lost 2, and then a few days later I gained 2 back. So I don't know if those 2 unsubscribed and then subscribed again, or if those 2 unsubscribed and 2 new ones subscribed. But we've been at 32 for like this entire year. But then again, I haven't been consistent, so. Next up, we have Instagram. I currently have 191 followers. The goal here is to get to 2,000. I feel like once we get a viral reel, this will be a little bit easier. So I slowly, like 1 or 2 a weekish, maybe every 2 weeks. Like I don't get them very consistently, but like it's slowly going up. And then my final goal for 2023 career-wise, number 8, is to build my network. Essentially, this is broken up into 2 aspects currently. Number 1 is to build my art team, street team, all of that, because that is going to be a network. That's going to be like my marketing network. And that, ideally, I would like to get to approximately 100 people on the art team for Nelly Olikian and the art team for Anna Olikian, because not all contemporary romance readers read fantasy romance. I feel like more fantasy romance readers read contemporary, but not all of them. So they might not all want to be on both lists. And just because they're an ARC reader for me for like 1 book doesn't mean they're going to want to be on my ARC team. And then even if they want to be on my ARC team, and like I put them there and they don't post their ratings and reviews, they're going to be taken off the ARC team. You know, there's like parts that go into this. So the goal is just to get an ARC team and a street team, which, I mean, probably a little different because street team is going to be more willing to like market you for any occasion. So like cover reveals, announcements, arcs and stuff, whereas the ARC team is more going to just want the arcs. So I probably will, the goal will probably be to have about 100 ARC readers, or 100 people ARC team for Anna Olikian and Nelly Olikian, and then at least 100 people street team for Anna Olikian and Nelly Olikian. So, wide numbers. Okay, and then part 2 of building a network will be author friends. I don't have author friends. I have like a couple of authors that like I follow on socials. We may have like talked a couple of times kind of thing, but I don't really have author friends. And me being someone who's just, in real life, I'm not good at making friends. In terms of like, I just, like if I don't have something to say, I'm not saying it. So I just end up not reaching out. And even thinking about right now making other friends, I don't even know how I would reach out. It's just so not easy. Again, though, I'm gonna be doing that book signing in August. There's gonna be like 2,500 people there, I think. There's gonna be like 300, 400, 500 authors. So I'm sure I can make other friends there. But up until there, I would like to make a couple. We'll see. And then the final part of this building a network is to build connections with businesses, TikTokers, anything like that, where it's like people within the industry, within the book industry, but not necessarily other authors, not necessarily my biggest fan street team, like more other people, like maybe a candle company, like build a network with them, like just different things. Doesn't have to be a candle company, but yeah. So those are my career 2023 goals. We will see how those go, and I am actually really excited for a year from now to do a reaction video and to see how many of these came true.